Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin if you're new here, and today's video is really exciting because it is my first ever makeup tutorial here on my channel. And quick disclaimer, this is going to be a very casual makeup tutorial. I don't have a professional like makeup YouTuber setup because if you have been here before, if you're not new here, you'll know that my focus is on fashion, lifestyle, and travel. I do talk about beauty and skincare every now and then, like in my vlogs. I actually do really enjoy beauty and skincare, but I've just never gotten around to filming a makeup tutorial. So this is a summer makeup tutorial. This is sort of my go-to look in the summertime. It's glowy, it's easy, it makes me feel sexy and pretty, and it's all about the skin looking natural. And I just want to say before we get started, if any of that sounded interesting to you, the fashion, lifestyle, beauty content, please go ahead and subscribe down below. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers and we are almost there. I post more vlog style videos every Monday and then videos like this that are more focused on one topic every Thursday. And go ahead and follow me over on my Instagram at Caitlin Mahina. Over there I post a lot of stuff related to, again, fashion, beauty, lifestyle, travel. I'm over on my stories there quite a bit. I do a lot of fun polls. I love talking to my subscribers over on my Instagram as well. I love messaging you guys all the time. It's just really fun getting to know some of you. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say about this video. So let's go ahead and get into the makeup tutorial. So here I am. All I have on my face as of right now is just my skincare routine, and I'll link my skincare routine up above. I will say that I am going to show you a little bit of overlap from my skincare routine with this primer here. It is the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen. It is a makeup primer slash face sunscreen. It is SPF 40. I won't just use it on makeup days because you should be wearing sunscreen even when you're not wearing makeup. But I really like this, as I said in that video, because it does have a silicone feel to the face, and silicone is not pore clogging. So if you're like me and you are acne prone, it's fine, you won't break out from this product. But I like it because I do get a little bit of texture on my skin. This really just forms a smooth base for my makeup application. So I'm going to finish blending this out and then we'll move on to the next step. So right now I'm using two different sort of face products or base foundation complexion products, and I'm mixing them together. I really like the Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer. I accidentally picked up the oil-free version though. I'm not sure why, because in the past I've used the regular version and loved it. It's the best tinted moisturizer of all time, in my opinion. When I picked up this oil-free version, it was like during a weird time in my life in 2020 when I was just breaking out for a lot of reasons, and so I thought that switching to oil-free would be the right move. I later found out that the reason why I was breaking out so much was like lifestyle reasons. You know, it was lockdown, I wasn't doing my skincare routine, I was eating junk, and unfortunately for me, because I actually do have naturally dry skin, this is not the best for my skin. But I believe in using up products, especially because this is like, I think it's like $40, but I use it pretty much every day, and it's been like over 6 months and I'm maybe halfway through it. And then I like to blend it in with the Dior Backstage foundation. I believe I mentioned this in my 2020 favorites, which I'll link up above. And I love this foundation because it is like a skin-like finish. Right now my skin looks pretty good. I am someone who is acne prone, so I understand that sometimes it can be difficult to want to wear lightweight foundation products, but my philosophy is, you know what, if you have really bad acne like I was having, just slathering on full coverage foundation actually made the problem a lot worse for me. So I know it's a bit nerve-wracking, but if you're in a situation where you have quite a few breakouts, I'll show you my technique to make your skin look like you're not wearing that much makeup but still have really good coverage over just your breakouts. That makes it so that you can't really see your acne. But for example, for me, I don't know if the camera's going to be able to pick it up super well, but I do have freckles on my face naturally. My arms are covered in freckles. I want people to be able to see my freckles and my skin show through, because honestly, you're in your skin for the rest of your life, and I don't want to be like, you know, much older later down the line kicking myself for slathering on tons and tons of makeup products over my much younger, much nicer skin. So I would highly encourage you to follow the technique that I'm about to show you. I like to use less product rather than more, especially in the summertime, so that is all that I'm using of the tinted moisturizer. I feel that in the summertime, especially if it's really hot, like where I live in Southern California, the worst thing you can do is just slather on more product, because that is more product on your face to crease, I guess, to like crease and get blotchy and sweat off. I don't know if you can tell, but that is the Dior Backstage Foundation. That is the tinted moisturizer. It's really not that much product. And I just sort of blend it together, and I dot it only on the areas that really, really need coverage. The only sort of problem areas I have on my skin right now are my chin, because guess what? I'm on my period. So I'm definitely getting some period breakouts right now. Ladies, if you know, you know. I think the only other area that's a bit in need of some coverage is sort of my forehead. And this looks like a lot, but when you blend it out, it's very, very lightweight. I do have a little bit of like red spots on my cheeks because I did break out there pretty recently, and so I'm just going to put it again only where I really feel like the coverage is most needed. So as you can see, I'm not really putting any product like on this area of my face because I just don't need it. I'm gonna blend this out with a damp beauty blender. I have been using, not this beauty blender, but I've been using beauty blenders in general since probably like my freshman year of college, and I love them because I find that no matter what brush I've tried, what kind of makeup brushes that I've tried before, they always leave streak marks. As you can see, I don't really get under eye bags. Like, I don't know if the camera is gonna pick this up super well, but for me, I don't really, I'm lucky in that regard. I get acne, but I don't get under eye bags. So for that, I just sort of take the product that's left over on my beauty blender, and I'll just lightly press like any remaining product underneath my eyes, like really, really gently. So this is the technique that I use to cover up my blemishes or problem areas that still makes it look like I'm not wearing any makeup. I have a very, very thick, creamy concealer. This is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I don't think I'm ever going to switch concealers unless this formula somehow gets better. I like it because it's got the high coverage of a cream concealer, but it doesn't have the cakiness of a cream concealer. I just go ahead and dab this right onto my pimples, like in exactly the spot where they are. I know it's not the most hygienic method in the world, but I haven't experienced any issues so far. So as you can see, I have like 3 breakouts there. Don't really have anything on my cheeks, so that just kind of leaves my chin. Get a nice little zoom up on my chin acne. Yeah, that looks about right. So I only put like 7 dots of concealer on my face. I'm actually going to use my fingers to blend it out because it means that you're not losing any of the coverage to like a brush. Like a brush isn't like absorbing the concealer into it. Your fingers obviously don't like absorb makeup into them. So I'm going to start on my forehead, and I recommend like a dabbing motion just to really keep the product again almost exactly where you placed it. How are you guys enjoying this really close-up look of my skin texture? And then actually with the concealer that kind of is like left over on my finger, I'll go onto areas that are just like slightly red, like not red enough that it would justify me adding more product to them, because especially in the summertime, and if you have a dry face like I do, the more product I add, the worse my face looks. So again, just adding as little face product or like foundation, skin product to your face as possible really is the name of the game, because it won't crease as badly, it won't like get like smudgy and weird, especially in a world where like some restaurants and places that you go still want you to wear a mask. There's nothing worse than just like having like that wet mask breath like all over your freshly concealed chin, and there's like a lot of concealer on there, and then you take off your mask and it just looks like patchy. I know it's not just me, okay? So I'm just going to double check in the mirror, Yep, everything looks nicely blended out. Again, I really hope that it's showing up on camera, but my skin is still shining through. You can still see my freckles. You can still see a few tiny little red spots here and there just because I am someone with a naturally pink undertone. As you can tell, I have a little bit of redness on my neck and chest just because it's a very, very hot day today. But it's really, really just fresh and almost invisible, and I love that I don't feel like I have anything on my skin. Moving on to the next step, which is powder, and this is the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder in the shade Translucent. I only picked this up, I think, in like late 2020, and I've barely scratched the surface of it, and it has changed my makeup game, changed the finish of my makeup. I've never seen a translucent powder that it's almost like the more you add, the better your skin looks. I still do try to avoid adding too much, but I'll just take a little bit on my chin, and the same as all of my other products, I only put it on the areas that really need it. So I really, really need it on basically my T-zone because my cheeks, like I said, are quite dry. So I just pat it on any areas that I've concealed where I really don't want the concealer to slip and slide, and any areas that are a bit more oily, which for me, those areas typically go hand in hand because I break out more in the more oily areas. So that's my forehead and my chin. And again, I just take a very slight amount and just sort of barely dab it on. I will say I do put a tiny bit of powder on my eyelids, but that's just because if I put on any eyeshadow products and there's not translucent powder on my eyelids, it's a lot harder to blend the product. Like if you have slightly oily eyelids, I would normally prime my eyelids. I didn't today because I actually don't wear that much eyeshadow, if at all, in the summer. For me, eyeshadow is more of like a fall thing. I'm planning on uploading more of these videos. Like I'll do a spring makeup tutorial next spring, a winter one, a fall one, because my makeup styles, just like my wardrobe, actually do change up every season. It's just something that I like to do. It keeps my makeup routine interesting. For me, the summertime is all about skin, the fall is like eyeshadow and eyes, winter is like, it's more of like a matte look with like more contour, it's more like editorial and like eyeliner, I guess, I don't know how to describe it, and spring is like pretty lipsticks and blushes, and I don't know, you'll see, you'll have to subscribe to my channel down below. I'm gesturing like I'm freaking Jeffree Star, but subscribe to my channel down below to see my other go-to makeup routines for each season. But at this point, if there's any powder left over on the brush, I'll just sort of swirl it over my cheeks. There's not really any product on my cheeks anyway, but it does sort of help prevent me from getting too shiny on really hot days, but my cheeks are dry skin, so I really don't get too sweaty there. I just realized I mentioned eyeshadow primer, but honestly, again, I'm not going to use it. I would have used it already, but I'll just show it to you. I just used the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. Again, I didn't put it on today, but I normally would. It's really great. It's the OG eyeshadow primer. I've been using it since like early high school. Now, moving on, I like to do the face first because for the summertime, for me, I like to use as little products as possible, and I like to use them for multiple things. So we'll start off with bronzer, and this is the NARS Laguna bronzer, and I feel like I especially love this shade now because I live near-ish to Laguna Beach, so I'm kind of like, Laguna. Anyway, I do not use contour in the summer because, again, I want my skin to look fresh and natural. I think there's nothing more unnatural looking on someone's face in like a super hot summer day and they had just like a contour line. I'd rather do that like I said in the winter time. So I contour with my bronzer, and I learned this technique from Jamie Genevieve, and it's to contour higher than your actual cheekbones. So as you can see, I don't know if you're actually really able to tell, but my cheekbone hollow is kind of like right here. I used to contour in that area, and then I'd wonder why like I wasn't getting the lifted supermodel effect that everyone's trying to achieve from contouring. And again, this isn't true contouring. I'm just sort of, instead of bronzing like really generically, I do like to place it more specifically. So I actually place, this is like where my cheekbone is, a little bit higher up here. I place the contour almost on top of my cheekbone, not like on it like this, and not down here in the hollow like this is where I used to put it, I just kind of go a little bit up, like on the side of my cheekbone maybe. And I'm very fair skinned, so I use a very small amount of bronzer and it goes a long way. But as you can see, I'm not applying it down here in the hollow, I'm kind of putting it up on my cheekbone. And I really, really love this color Laguna because like I said, I am very fair skinned. I do have to self tan pretty heavily to even look like a normal person. So as you can see, this is the bronze side, this is the not bronze side. I love this bronzer because even if I accidentally go overboard or maybe I haven't washed my bronzer brush in a while, it doesn't look orange or unnatural or cakey on me. It still looks just kind of warmed up. See, I just look a little bit more tan. And then to continue with the contouring or the non-touring, I do like to do my jawline. I don't think I have like a bad jawline or anything, but I've just noticed that when I do contour my jawline, it just looks a lot better in photos. Like it just sort of framed my face slightly. So I'm not putting the product on my face like this. I'm kind of like not under it either, but kind of just truly at an angle. And don't go too hard with this because I used to go too hard contouring my jaw thinking I had a bad jawline, and then in photos there'd literally be an orange stripe because I was putting on way too much product. It's not the product's fault. But like I said, I do like to get my jawline, and then with whatever product's left, I do blend it down my neck. And this product is really quite pigmented. So again, I'm not adding more to my brush because I used to do that. I used to add more and then just put it on my neck. And then my neck would actually be darker than my chest, which is just a very strange phenomenon to have. And for someone who takes a lot of photos like I do, every little thing that you have to edit out is a bit frustrating. And in real life, it was just starting to look crazy. I don't need to bring it down onto my chest or anything because I do self-tan. So that is enough with this brush. Now here's where the fun part is, I guess. I don't really need to contour my nose, but I do like the look of it, especially again in photos, because it just makes it so that your nose is more visible in a photo. If I don't contour my nose, it's just kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. My features are not as defined. I don't think I need to. I really like my nose actually, but I just put on a super tiny amount. Again, if you do too much, it'll look like you have parallel lines on the side of your face. And I don't really have a good technique for this. This is not going to be the video for a nose contouring technique, but I just kind of go in a straight line down the side of my nose, and then I try to like blend it down the sides a little bit. And again, I am no Jaclyn Hill, I am no Jamie Genevieve, I am no problematic beauty YouTuber. But I would say, even if you're happy with your nose, if you're gonna go take photos or, I don't know, just be in a social setting where photos might be taken, especially if it's like at night and flash is being used, I would recommend putting just a little bronze contour there. I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell on the camera, but my nose just looks like it's there. Now this is where I'm starting to double up on my product. I actually take this bronzer color and boom, it is now my eyeshadow, because I love eyeshadow. I am an eyeshadow girl. I love doing like the full like cut crease. I'm not like an expert at it, but I really do love doing it, but not in the summer. I just find it so like, it just feels bad. It doesn't look right. Like, when was the last time you saw someone in the summer that wasn't an influencer, like someone in real life with like a full-blown eyeshadow look? And if you did they actually look good? Odds are they probably didn't. Odds are that it probably looked totally crazy, because for me, eyeshadow in summertime is just not the one. I just took a little bit more, and I do like to blend it underneath my eyes just to tie it all in together and make it a bit more natural looking. And I also just find that it's a little bit sultry, it's a little bit you know, sexy. So I'm really not sure how well this camera's gonna pick it up, but trust me on this one, it does actually make a pretty good difference. It just warms up my eyes and makes them look more prominent. This is a Tarte Natural Cheek Stain. I'm embarrassed to admit how old this is. I honestly don't even know if Tarte sells this product anymore. That actually reminds me, I will be linking everything down below, either the exact products or dupes. But I love cream blush in the summer. I just find it's a really great way to meld everything together on your face. I like to apply the blush higher than I normally would. So I used to apply blush very much on the apples of my cheeks, like how I was taught to do from like beauty magazines and stuff like my whole life. But but because I'm someone who's naturally very pink toned, I find that in really hot months, if I do too much blush, like the TikTok trend where you put it just here, and then I also turn red as soon as I get over like 75 degrees, my whole face was just bright red and it looked really bad. So now in the really hot months, I focus my blush sort of up here, because then when my cheeks do end up naturally flushing, because I am a very, very pink undertone Caucasian woman living in a 90-degree heat, I don't look insane. So again, if this is where I put my contour, I'm just gonna go a little bit higher than that and dab this blush in, and I actually bring it a little bit up into my temples and my hairline. I'm taking a lot of care not to go into the apples of my cheeks. And I just realized I accidentally used my highlighting brush for blush, but that's okay, because for me, my highlight and my blush are basically one in the same in the summertime. This is a Too Faced Love Light Ray of Light Prismatic Highlighter. Again, I'm not sure if they still make this, but I will link this or the best thing that I can find down below. I'm not gonna lie, I totally bought this because I love the packaging. I love this highlight because it is definitely a very, very true rose gold. This is a rose gold brush. And I used to not wear it because I was like, well, this is basically just shiny blush. But I realized that if I really meld it with a liquid blush in the summertime, it just looks so good. Like if I do say so myself, I just look so good. But basically where I'm applying this is as high up as I possibly can, like even slightly higher than the blush, like basically underneath my eyeballs, but not actually underneath my eyelids, because that would look weird if you just had really glossy under eyes. But this I'm not afraid to take a little bit farther into the center of my face. And I know a lot of people are really over the over-highlighted look. I would agree. Gone are the days where people were just putting on highlight for hours, as I'm currently doing. But for me, the exception to that rule is I still love a beaming highlight in the summertime. I'm not like down to do it 365 days a year like people used to, but I just think there's something so healthy looking and alluring, I guess, about really juicy, dewy, shining skin. It looks incredible in photos. People always give me so many compliments in real life. And something that I do like about this highlighter color is because it's rose gold and not just like yellow gold, it actually just looks so natural on my pink undertone skin. If you are a subscriber of mine, you probably know I do get my eyebrows microbladed. I also laminate my brows at home. So if it looks like they're sticking up quite a bit, it's because they are. I did laminate them like a few days ago, so they do look pretty good right now. But I have not gone in for my second microblading appointment, which is the retouch appointment, so I do have to make a little bit of adjustments with a pencil. I like using a pencil because it gives you a lot more control over your eyebrow strokes, and I like to do the individual hairs thing. I used to do like the whole block brow, but it just looked awful. I really like the more brushed up brow now. Okay, I'm pretty sure I was just out of focus, so I'm gonna say this again. I'm just drawing in individual hairs where the microblading didn't take very well, or maybe the eyebrow just doesn't have as much shape, so I really, really hope that you can see this, but I've just sort of drawn on little strokes just to sort of make the shape look a bit more even. As you can see here, there's like a bit of a bald patch here. The top looks pretty good, so I'm gonna try to do this again on this side and keep me in focus while being able to use the mirror, because I don't know if any of you guys have ever tried to do your makeup while looking into a tiny viewfinder that's like really low quality, but it's quite tough. So let me see. See how I just like, I didn't scribble in the blank part with like a back and forth motion. I just simply drew a hair there. I used to have to go super hard with the pencil, but I guess that is the beauty of getting microblading done. I do love to use an eyebrow gel. This is, as you can see, the label is totally worn off, but this is another Anastasia Beverly Hills eyebrow product. I'm basically just brushing my hairs up. There's a little bit of extra product on the tip of the brush, so I'm just dotting that on. And then I like to brush my hairs up in the front and then over towards the end. And I like this product. I've recently discovered one that I like a little bit better, but I will get into that at a later time. But the thing about this product is it's a really, really wet formula. I'm hoping the camera will pick up on this, but my eyebrows look really shiny, which is not a good look, but it does dry down tacky. So I'll move on to a different step. I'll let my eyebrows sort of dry, or I'll let the product sort of dry down in my eyebrows a little bit, and then I'll come back to it in a second. But moving on to my eyelashes, this is a sample size of the Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara. This is my second tube sample size that I've had of this, because there was a long time when Sephora had it as like a gift with purchase option, but I really like this mascara because I'm hoping the camera will pick up on it. But on one side of the brush it's like a little comb. Do you see that comb there on the top? And then the rest of the brush is just like regular bristles. I go in with the comb side first, and I do like one coat, I guess, with the comb. I like the comb because I'm really hoping that you can see this. This is quite tough to put on mascara while talking. But the comb is doing a really good job of separating out my eyelashes. I'm really blessed. These are my real eyelashes here on the side. I am genetically gifted. It's one of my favorite features about my face. If I compliment myself, it's good to compliment yourself. I don't need that much help in the mascara department, but if you're looking for a mascara that is lengthening and will like separate your lashes really well, I love this mascara. And then I go in with the other side, the not comb side, just the regular mascara side, and I will finish it off. And that just gives it like a longer fluttery look rather than just really spiky separated eyelashes. And then I will do the bottom lashes, but not too much, because again, I am gifted with really long eyelashes, so I actually have gone too hard on my lower lash mascara before, and then they like cover up my entire under eyes and it looks totally crazy. So I hope you can sort of see a before, I don't know how people do this, a before and after. Can you see the before and after? This eye is done, this one's not. Almost done. Back to the eyebrows now that they are like tacky and the product has dried a little bit. It's much easier to work with them. So they will stand up for me and look a lot softer and prettier. Quick interjection in here, guys. I just came back into this room to clean up after this video, and I realized that I didn't set my face with setting spray, and I don't know why, because I literally don't leave the house without this if I'm wearing makeup. It is the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. I mentioned it in my 2020 favorites video. It will fix any and all makeup sins. If your makeup is patchy or cakey, or something is just not sitting right on your face, this will just sort of blend it all together. I used to think that setting spray was like a marketing myth that big YouTubers were just trying to push on us to sell us more product, and then I actually tried it out for the first time and I was like, oh, I get it now. So I love this stuff because it really does help my makeup stay all day. I definitely do a lot during the day while wearing makeup. So I'm gonna spray this on right now to set my makeup in place for the rest of the day. And then my favorite lip gloss of all time, probably the best lip gloss of all time, is the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in Fenty Glow. I'm pretty sure this was the first shade that Rihanna ever released. If you're a lip gloss fan and you've never tried the Fenty lip gloss, or if you don't think you're a lip gloss fan and you've never tried the Fenty lip gloss, you will be a lip gloss fan after trying the Fenty lip gloss, because it is just amazing. It wears super comfortably, it wears for a really long time. It is just phenomenal. So let's go ahead and take out these braids. I've had them in for, I think, almost 24 hours at this point. So I'm gonna take a little bit of wave spray and spray some of that in, scrunch some of this up, and feel like I am on a beach in Mexico. I feel like that's what this look is giving me. Yes, yes, I feel like this is what we wanted to see. And then I'm going to finish off with a little bit of perfume. This is Replica's Beach Walk. It is so good. So I'm gonna now take you into some better lighting so you can actually see the final result. All right, so as promised, here is the final result in natural lighting. And I hope you can see what I was talking about when I say that it's dewy. You still can sort of see my skin shining through. You can see my freckles, but it's just, there's just something there. It normally takes me about 10 minutes to do this look, and I just feel truly like my most beautiful. And my most sexy, honestly, when I'm wearing something like this. So I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please let me know down below. If you have any other makeup requests as well, I will definitely, editing Caitlin will have to see how the footage turned out, and depending on how it turned out and how often I want to do more makeup related videos, maybe I will invest in getting a better setup or some kind of setup to do like more formal makeup tutorials and like better lighting with better zoom and all that good stuff. But that's all I have to say. Please go ahead and subscribe down below if you haven't already. We are so close to 500 subscribers, and it would mean the absolute world to me if you could join our little family here on YouTube. As I said before, go ahead and follow me over on my Instagram to get to know me a little bit better and see more of my content. I post really regularly over there every day, actually, with stories and reels and photos and all that good stuff. So yeah, follow me over there. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you on the next video, which will be a vlog. Bye!